Up to 60% of property in the U.S. may be overassessed, and if you think you fall into that category, there are ways to challenge it, including in Orleans. The tax rolls open now through August 20th in the city, and here to explain the appeals process, CPA Kemberley Washington. Good morning.
Good morning.
That 60% figure of being off on the assessment comes from the National Taxpayers Union. This is not an issue just for Orleans by any means, but you know, if you've got an issue, what do you do?
Right. So the first thing, just like you say, that issue is across the nation, right? But what that article also states that about 5% would actually appeal their assessment. So many people don't appeal their assessment. So if you have an issue, you definitely want to take advantage of this time and take advantage of the appeal.
Because you can't really lose anything, just a little bit of effort and a little bit of time.
That's right.
And you could be leaving some significant money on the table.
That's correct. So if you know that your property has declined, this is a great time to look at it, look at maybe appraisal and what's selling in your area, and contact them and make certain that you do something about it.
So in Orleans, there are a couple of ways to protest?
That's right. There's two different ways. There's an informal process and a formal process. So you have until August 15th if you do it in person, and until August 20th if you do it online. So there are two different ways that you can go about it.
Do you have a sense of who should really follow through with this? I mean, if somebody's, whether you're in Orleans or you're in another parish, I mean, is it a function of how far off you think they are, or what are the factors that make you I'm fighting this?
Well, the one thing, you can't just do it because you say, okay, my taxes are too high. The assessor makes it clear that he's not responsible for making the taxes. But if you realize that your property value has declined over time and your assessment has not been changed, this will be a good time to challenge it. And remember, this is the only time during the year that you can challenge this assessment.
Or if you get a sense that, wait a minute, I'm in this subdivision and these people over there have the same kind of home, same size, and they don't seem to be paying nearly as much as me for whatever reason.
Right, and this is a good time also to talk to maybe a real estate agent or someone who's an appraiser and have your property appraised if you need to. Bring the documents that's needed. You can't just go and say, okay, I want to do this, but you want to have some type of proof to make certain that you're able to win your case.
Specifically, what should you bring?
I would say make certain that you have an appraisal, some documentation, talk to a real estate agent, have them run some comps in your area to see what other properties are selling for and bring that information with you.
I think you just said knowledge is power.
Knowledge is totally power.
Kemberley Washington, thanks.
Thank you.